What the internet means for me. For me, the internet is something that has helped me so much. I would have been a completely different person without the internet. Now, I do think part of this is choosing to use the internet for developing myself and good influences and good practices. I do know that people can use the internet improperly. They just naturally fall into this. They don't know otherwise. And they find themselves getting jealous or they find themselves wasting a lot of time. Um, I've done this too. But I do think that for me, the internet has impacted me so much by providing me an almost direct access to some of the most successful people in the world in the terms in terms of making money, in terms of people who have been in places worse than I have and have gone on to create massive wealth, in terms of people who have been horrendous with women who have become very good with women naturally and through a bunch of other ways, and on and on and on. The internet has provided me with an incredible wealth of knowledge from so many sources. I've heard celebrities, actors, military people, Navy commanders, talk show hosts, on and on and on, give commencement speeches, interviews, lectures, talks about what they have went through life. And I've just gained an enormous amount of understanding that I don't think anyone my age has ever in the history of mankind really ever been able to accumulate at such an age. It's incredible. I mean, you get all these, you know, assumptions about people, and then through the internet, I've just learned so much about how a lot of these people were in very tough situations at the start. Ellen DeGeneres, she went through years and years and years of all these odd jobs, tons and tons of odd jobs, and then stand up and comedy before she finally made it as a talk show host. And Denzel Washington, how many rejections did he have to go through before he actually made it in acting? A lot. It took him many years. And then Harrison Ford, the star of so many movies, biggest being Indiana Jones and Star Wars. He was a carpenter until he was in his late 30s. He had a wife and kids before his acting career actually took off. But he persevered and tried for a long time. And all these stories, I recently, it's kind of frustrating because I recently saw a comment on one of Ellen DeGeneres' videos, and she made a very ignorant assumption that a lot of people do on the internet, saying that, oh, how easy was it for her to become so rich? And for some people, that's true. They luck out. But through the internet, I've learned so much from so many different people, and um, you know, I still have a lot to change in my life that for whatever reason I'm still not implementing, and I'm working on it. But really, I mean, it's incredible. And if anyone can do this better, and I'm sure someone in the future will be able to do this better than me, they will be miles ahead of the crowd, miles ahead of the curve in a lot of different areas. Because for me, I really only started doing this maybe for the last 2 years. And maybe less than half of that time was spent actually on this stuff. The rest was spent on unproductive stuff on the internet. Hundreds of hours of entertaining videos and so forth. And that's still a common theme. And maybe it may even be much more than half. And so um, it is just very incredible what the internet has provided in terms of podcasts, interviews, lectures, talks. And I have learned so many habits, so many differences in mindsets, so many pieces of knowledge that have served me well and guided me. And the most amazing part is that there's still so much more to learn every day. I have this watch later playlist of YouTube videos, and it just keeps growing. and right now it's at 300 videos, and they're all on all sorts of things. Things like growing your YouTube channel, to creating intro graphics for your videos, to lectures and talks and interviews with successful people, from entrepreneurs to hardworking individuals, and so on and on and on and on. And it's really just been a fascinating journey. And I've learned so much, and I still face a lot of struggles, and I'm still learning to implement